He's a country music artist whose impact expands generations. That now there's a new documentary detailing his career.
Yes, from the Cowboy's boot heel, the musical journey of Rob McNurlin has garnered international awards and recognition around the nation. Please welcome producer and director Steve Middleton and the one and only Rob McNurlin.
Thank you for having us.
We're so glad that you guys are here. Now, you guys have known each other for years, and I hear this all kind of came about from a social media post.
That's right.
Explain.
Well, you know, when I was a college student in the early 2000s, Rob used to perform in a coffee shop that I worked at. And I thought he was just the coolest guy. You know, a songwriter, folk singer, all these interesting stories of the road. And, you know, that's where I first learned about Rob and his music. And, of course, Rob moved to Nashville from Kentucky. And kind of lost track of him for a while. Still kept up with him online, and then one day I saw a post on Facebook that made me think he was retiring. And this is what started this whole process.
But it was not true.
No, I just probably wrote it wrong. Because of some family things, you know, some parents getting older and things like that, I just couldn't hit the road the way I used to, so I was just going to kind of lay back. But now I seem to be playing more than ever. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
That's wonderful. And let's talk a little bit about your history, because this documentary is named after the album that John Carter Cash produced.
Yes, 25 years ago.
Yes, who is Johnny Cash's son, for those who don't know. And you say he had a really big impact on your career.
Yeah, Johnny just, I mean, that was the reason I started playing. Mom had the old records, and then when I was just super young, Johnny Cash's TV show came on, and I wanted to guitar that Christmas.
Those were the days.
Yeah, that was it.
Those were the days.
And still yet I can listen to those old records, and it takes me back to the end, and the records sound just as cool and just as fresh as they ever did.
Oh, you're looking great today,
Well,
man in black.
Thank you.
Well, hey, I got to talk about, you have had quite an impact on other musicians. Chris Scruggs, whom we love so much, Marty Stewart, and they're both in the film, among others. What was it like for you to see yourself through other people's eyes?
I would say they had way more impact on me than I did on them, but, you know, in the film, so many people talk about things that I did for them, and I don't remember it that way at all. I remember them doing things for me. Because, I mean, Chris and Kenny and some of those guys would play shows with me, and I didn't have hardly a dime to pay them, but they would play. They would play on my records, and they were always doing for me, but in the film, they talk about things I did for them, and it just blew me away because I didn't see it that way. But I guess that's how friendships work. You just help each other out.
Friendships, and I would say that's just the Nashville way, isn't it?
Yes.
I saw you say there was a lot of stuff documented about your life, but you also went and shot a lot of stuff. I know specifically what caught my eye was Layla's Bluegrass Inn downtown. Where else might we see on this documentary?
Well, you know, Rob was probably the most documented human I've ever known. It just seems like somebody was always following you with a camera.
I was always blessed to know filmmakers that would shoot shows, and we did our own TV show for about 3 years, and you know, I played the Woody Guthrie Festival in Okemah, Oklahoma a lot, and there was a lot of video of that. And I don't know, I didn't mean to jump in front of the camera, but it seemed I was always there.
Camera's drawn to it.
Well, we have got to talk about this showing of this film, because it's going to be very exciting, and there's a give back element. It's happening in Gallatin, and a performance as well.
Yes.
Give us the details. Give us the rundown.
Well, it's coming up Monday, June the 9th, at the Palace Theater in Gallatin. Show starts at 7. They'll show the movie, and then I'll play a set afterwards. And Kenny Vaughn from Marty's band, and JT Cure, that plays with Chris Stapleton, will be backing me up. And yeah, part of the proceeds go to the Friends of Gallatin Miracle Park. I'll get it out here in a minute, which is a great place for children that in wheelchairs and stuff. They got swings that are handicap accessible, and baseball field and stuff that they can, you know, play on. So
It's great to be able to use your platform for a bigger cause.
yeah.
When you look at this documentary, what chunk of Rob's life are we looking at? Because I know you said you used to do audio for Court TV, but that's not included.
Yeah. Well, now I was still playing heavy. I mean, my best friend was my boss at Court TV, and so he knew if I had to duck out and do a show, he would just bring another audio engineer in to take care of it while. So I was still playing. But I think a big chunk of the film was we did a tour in a Volkswagen bus from Ashland, Kentucky to North California and back playing. And that's a good part of it. And that would have been in the mid-90s when we did that. I was, you know.
Okay.
So, Steve, there's a part of the film that has a part about Jack Kerouac.
Sure.
And you say that Rob is known as the beatnik poet.
That's right. That's right. He's the last of the beatnik cowboys.
Right.
Maybe the first one. I'm not sure.
Which is a great moniker.
Yeah.
But no, and well, you know, and being serious, you know, Rob's a fantastic songwriter. And, you know, singer-songwriters don't always get, you know, the tea that they should because, you know, people want to hear cover songs when they go out. But Rob is an amazing songwriter and is such a poet with his words. From his song, A Lot of Good Men, which has the line, I don't want to die like Jack Kerouac, to Cowboy Boot Hill, the theme. It's very poetic, and Rob is that poet, the last of the beatnik cowboys. Rightly or wrongly.
Very good. Well, we are honored that you both are here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone, get your tickets now. Catch the Cowboys Boot Heel at the Palace Theater in Gallatin this coming Monday, June 9th. It starts at 7.